Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, good morning. Thank you all for coming. We have some special guests today. We have all these new people. Ah, they came to see Lord Chaitanya and we kept them. Did everyone have a good time yesterday at the festival? Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't be here for the Abhishek. I had to go to the dentist. So I assure you that you had more fun than I did. So today's class is in the beautiful Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 16, Text 40. Yanmaya mohita diyaha putradara grihadishu umajanti nimajanti prasadakta vrijinarvate prasakta vrijinarvate Maya mohita diya Putradara grihadishu Unmajanti nimajanti Prasakta vrijinarvate Yanmaya mohita diya Putradara grihadishu Unmajanti nimajanti Prasakta Vijinar Nave Wife, Breha, home, Adishu, and so on. Unmajanti, they rise to the surface. Nivajanti, they become submerged. Prashakta, fully entangled. Vrijina, of misery. Arnavi, in the ocean. Translation. Their intelligence bewildered by your Maya, fully attached to children, wife, home, and so on. Persons immersed in the ocean of sink down. So I say, and you sometimes sink down. Heaven. Srila Jiva Goswami points out that Shiva, having glorified the Lord, now pursues his original intention of securing the Lord's grace for Banasur. Thus, in this and the following 4 verses, Lord Shiva instructs Bana on his actual position in relation to the Lord. Shiva's appeal to the Lord for compassion toward Bana appears in text 45. Omagyantimarindasya kananjana shalakaya chakshur unmilitam jena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopeka Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radha Brindavaneshwari Varishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bheva Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Once again, the verse. Their intelligence bewildered by your Maya, fully attached to children, wife, home, and so on, persons immersed in the ocean of material misery sometimes rise to the surface and sometimes sink down. So, Lord Shiva's describing here the situation of those of us, not any of you, but I'm including me, caught in this material ocean. This is notice he says here, those who are caught in the ocean of material misery. So, because sometimes the devotees, when they may hear this, they may think, intelligence is bewildered by Maya because they're fully attached to children, wife, home, and so on. Does that apply to devotees? It does? Only if they're caught in the material misery. So what is material misery? Material misery is I'm trying so hard to do something for me. I'm trying so hard. I'm struggling so hard. I want a wife for me. I want a wife that makes, many men would prefer a beautiful wife, because if I have a beautiful wife, then she makes me look more beautiful. She'll add status to my life. This is material consciousness. You see, this is actually low class material consciousness. This is not proper Vaishnava etiquette to think like that towards a woman. You see, I want children. I want children that will get PhDs and go out and make me proud that they're my children. This is material conception. This is for people that are caught in that ocean of material misery. I'm wanting to do something for myself. I'm wanting to build a dynasty for me. It'll have my name on it. It'll be my dynasty. And I can be so proud. So this is the ocean of material misery that Lord Shiva is talking about. How does the devotee differ from that? Because he wants to take a wife, and he may want to have children as an offering to Guru and Krishna. Do you think Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was caught in the ocean of material misery? I don't think so, not even for one moment. He had a wife, he had many children, you see. But we can see the difference. He offered his life, including his wife and his children, his career, his dwelling, his thoughts, his words, and his actions. He all offered that to the pleasure of Guru and Krishna and to spread Lord Chaitanya's movement. Big difference, huh? So the devotee of Krishna is not caught in the ocean of material energy. Now, sometimes we may feel like it's giving us it's giving us a hard time. We feel like the ocean of material energy is, Maya is working on us. So, does Maya work on the devotee? Maybe sometimes. Maybe if your desires become impure, then Maya says, okay, the desires are impure. Now this is my department. Now I work on this devotee. But if your desires are pure, if you remain sincere in your desire to serve Guru and Krishna, then Krishna says to Maya, that's okay, you step aside. You don't test this one, I will test. You see? So if the sincere devotee may be tested so many times again and again and again. Srila Prabhupada was tested. He had resolute determination to serve his spiritual master. Resolute determination. Now this means his intelligence was straightforward. He knew the goal. In business, there's a saying, and I'm sure in the genius planning of this new community here, there's an end in mind. You can picture how this place is going to look, can't you? You can see how it's all going to manifest. So in business, they say that. Corporate America, begin with the end in mind. You don't just take off and see where it goes. If you're going to go to Mayapur, you know you're going to Mayapur, right? So the end is already in mind. You don't just take off wandering around and see if you end up in Mayapur or where you may end up, although some people may do that, you see. So the devotee has resolute determination. Other people may have many branched determination. Why they want to do this, and they want to do this, and they want to do that, and they're going to see what's going to please them. They don't have the intelligence to pick, to see what it's going to look like in the end. In the end, what do you want? We have to know. What is it? Why do we perform this bhakti yoga? What is it that we're after? We want pure love of Godhead. We want Krishna. We want Krishna in our arms. We want him in our embrace. We want to feel his embrace as he squeezes us tighter. You see, we want to feel this dormant love for Krishna that we all have. We want this back. This belongs to us. Pure love of Godhead belongs to you. We took it away when we decided that we were going to go away from Krishna. And in previous verses, we were discussing how Krishna creates this illusory world to make you think that you've gotten away from him. But you didn't. It's just your perception, and you're not able to see Krishna. He's right beside you. Paramatma is right there. Krishna doesn't have to leave you. He doesn't want to leave you, and therefore he will not leave you. But your consciousness may wander away, you see, because that's your desire. So while we're in that foul desire to get away from Krishna, to desire separately from Krishna, that's called the ocean of material consciousness, oftentimes referred to as the ocean of material misery, because it is misery. As soon as I decide that I want to get away from Krishna, then I have to identify with this body. That opens up a whole world of suffering. Now I have to worry so much. I have so many things to be concerned about. This is a very dangerous world. And I want to enjoy, but I've left the source of enjoyment. I've left Krishna so that I can enjoy on my own. So now I have to struggle. So now I put myself into a world of struggle. And so I'm thinking, I need something to eat. Now that I have something to eat, I'm working so hard for what I have to eat. Why shouldn't I be able to eat better than him? Huh? Why? Because I'm thinking maybe I might be God. I should eat better. So, and a place to sleep. Why shouldn't I have a better place to sleep? Sure, I have a place to sleep, but I want it to be better. I want it to be better than him. So we do like that. We see someone, we may get a little envious. Maybe I see your house and I think, oh, why does he deserve such a house like that? Why, I'm smart as he is. I'm smarter. So now I'm envious. So I should have a better house. So this is the thoughts of the living entity who's drowning in the ocean of material mercy. I want better food than most people, almost everybody. I want a better house. And my mating, why should I just be able to mate like everyone else? My mate should be special. I want a special mate. Beautiful. I want to be envied by everyone else. When you see my wife, I want you to be envious of me. And in that way, I'm feeling so big. I am so successful. So then I get better food stuff. I get a better place to sleep, better house. I get a more beautiful wife. So now I have to have bigger defense. I need a gun. Bigger gun than you. Maybe some guards. Because what I have is very valuable. It's worth much more than yours. So I need guards. So I'm simply eating, sleeping, mating, and defending like all forms of life do. What is the difference? I'm trying to push myself to a higher and higher level of enjoyment. Is my enjoyment increasing? In my business life, I did business with many, many wealthy American businessmen. Very wealthy. These men were successful. They had started businesses, and then they grew the business, and then they took them public. You know what that means? They sell it, have that same, they do the same thing here, don't they? Becomes a publicly traded company. Then big influx of cash, big money. So now they get a bigger house, bigger cars, younger and more pretty wife. The older wife, she has to go. Need another wife, pretty. And if I keep the wife that I have, then I need a girlfriend, young, pretty girlfriend. Because my ego tells me that I deserve it. Why, you have so much money. You've worked so hard to build this business. You took it public. You've got so many millions of dollars. Why, intelligence would tell you that you should be enjoying on a higher level, right? Does it really work that way? The men that I knew weren't any happier than poor people. They were miserable. They were always concerned, always worried. Always worried. Always worried. Where's the stock today? Stock is up. Oh, very good. Oh, stock is going down. Oh, no, what is this? Some numbers on the computer screen change, and they get happy or sad because of numbers on the computer screen. What kind of a video game is this? You know, you could probably hook up some sort of, if you could hack into their system and artificially make the numbers look like they're going up. Stock is, yay, oh, yay, bring in the champagne. Stock is going up. Yay. Huh? What is this? Stock is going down. Oh. They did like that, in the 1929, when there was the Depression hit America. When the stock went down, people that owned a lot of that stock, they jumped out of the window in New York. Many of them. They committed suicide. Stock is down. Oh, I'm ruined. Suicide. Because of numbers. This is so sad. And it's like it used to be that when you work, at the end of the work week, someone would hand you some gold. Here's some gold. Thank you for your work. And then it got to the point where they would give you some paper money. Here's some paper. Thank you for your work. And then it got to be where they would give you a check. They would write a check. So it went from gold to paper to a check. And now in most places, you don't even get a check. They do direct deposit so that you can look in your computer and you see the numbers are bigger. And you think, oh, just see how my wealth has increased. I have numbers on the computer screen. If that number goes up, I'm happy. If the number goes down, I'm sad. Isn't this sad? This is what we work hard for? This illusory video game of numbers that go up and down? And we base our happiness on this. This is called the ocean of material misery. I see the numbers going down, and I'm thinking, oh, my beautiful wife will leave me for a wealthier man. My children won't be so proud when they're off at some big school. They won't be proud that their father is a billionaire anymore. My friends, they won't like me as much. They're letting the illusion control their life. You see? The devotee, on the other hand, he's not bewildered by the Maya. He's not bewildered. Is the devotee fully attached to children, wife, home, and so on? What do you think? Why not? Your wife is Krishna's devotee. Your wife is a good devotee. In a devotee marriage, you not only have love for one another, but because you're both devotees, you have mutual respect. If you're a good devotee and your wife is a good devotee, then you admire each other for your service to Guru and Krishna. How can you not be attached to a very wonderful devotee? If your children are very nice devotees, how can you not be attached? When you see that your son, your daughter, they know so many shlokas, they're doing so much service, maybe they're getting education, that's all right, but they're also involved in the temple service. You see? This is all very wonderful. This is a life well lived. For those who want to be grihasta, you have to be a good devotee. You have to marry a good devotee. And you have to work hard to have good devotee children. And then you're not in this ocean of material misery. You're floating on top of it. You're not in Maya. I'm not saying there won't be challenges, because there will be challenges. But there will be challenges that will be put forward by Krishna, because he wants to test your resolute determination. Krishna has a right to taste your love. If you love Krishna, why wouldn't he not want to taste it? Otherwise, it's just said, I love you, Krishna. Krishna says, oh, that's so wonderful. I believe you. So let me test. That's not mean. Krishna wanted to taste the love of the gopis. He said, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk in the forest, in the Vrindavan forest, at night. Nothing but the full moon. And so they started walking into the forest. And then Krishna disappeared. And by this time, the forest was so thick that the moonlight couldn't get through. It was totally dark. And so the gopis, they're all bewildered. Where is Krishna? Where did he go? We're here in the dark without Krishna. So what did they do? They found their way back to the Jamuna, where there may be some moonlight, and they started to talk about Krishna. And they started to act out Krishna's pastimes. We can't have Krishna here in our embrace, but we remember Krishna even more intensely now. He was here, then he disappeared. So let us remember. So they shared memories of Krishna together. So Krishna is tasting this love. He's thinking, oh, this is so wonderful. This is so, just see the love of my devotees. This is Krishna Prema. This is the target that we should have in mind. Will we ever get on the level of the gopis? No. But let's try to get as close as we can. We know what we want. We want pure love of Godhead. The desired success is Krishna Prema. You see? So, in living like this, we are not in this ocean of material suffering and misery. We're above it. If we live this lifestyle that Srila Prabhupada has given us, if we can associate with one another like this at the feet of Sri Gaura-Nitai, we will stay above the surface of this ocean of material misery and suffering. This isn't meant for you. Suffering is not meant for the soul. The soul is Sat Chit Ananda. The opposite of suffering. Ananda. Not just happy, but blissful. What makes us so blissful? What can make anybody more blissful than love? When someone's in love, they're blissful, they're happy. When you're supremely in love, you're supremely happy, supremely blissful. So this belongs to you. This is your right as part and parcel of Krishna. This is your entitlement. This belongs to you. And nobody can take it away from you. But you have to let it go to go away from Krishna. You see? All we have to do to get it back is go back towards Krishna. Perform bhakti yoga. So I think I'll pause and see if there are any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna. Anybody has any comment or any question? Anybody has any questions?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You find in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj is speaking to his father that that this Krishna consciousness is difficult to attain even by one's own endeavor or by someone else preaching or by mythobipadyat or by discussion. However, it's very easy to attain when we are fortunate to get the dust of the lotus feet of your devotees. Mahiyasam Padarajo. So, wanted to know more about how we can be blessed with the dust of lotus feet of your devotees, so that we can be Krishna conscious.
How can we be blessed with the association of pure devotees?
Yeah, with the dust of the pure devotees.
Huh? Yeah. Come here. And that dust that you're looking for is all over this place. There's a cleaning crew that cleans this temple very nicely. But this dust that you're talking about cannot be removed. It just accumulates. as the pure devotees are here. So we have to associate. Krishna is so kind that he sends us this association. Sometimes we don't look around and see that, oh, this one is a pure devotee, or this one's a pure devotee, because why? I'm more pure than him. Yeah, that guy over, I'm better than him. You see? So in other words, I'm not listening to Lord Chaitanya's instruction. I should see myself as the most fallen, lower than the straw in the street. What's lower than the straw in the street? You know, sometimes the cows, they pass stool. The water buffalo, they pass stool in the street. And then to keep the smell down, they put straw on top. So what's lower than the straw? Stool. And the dirt. The dirty street. So we should think of ourselves. Everyone is above us. We should see that. We shouldn't become envious and compete. I'll show that I'm a better devotee than him. Why, I play the drum so much nicer. Why don't people give me credit for being as pure as I am? Now you're entering beneath the surface of the ocean of material suffering when you get into that. So we have to see everyone's good credits. Everyone is better. That may take some time, may take some effort, but we need to see like that. We need to see this place is full of the dust of the pure devotees. Let me take it. Let me take this dust. Does that answer your question? So it's here. Everything that we want to become pure devotees is all here. In abundance. It's all here. We should see the good qualities of everyone first. Always. They may have some temporary bad qualities, but then they need a little training. You know? They just need some training. So we have to look past bad qualities. Sometimes we have to help people get rid of some bad qualities, but we should see their good qualities and their good. We should see the sincerity that all the devotees have, because Krishna sees that sincerity. We should see that. We should try to enhance that sincerity. We should do that by encouraging, always encouraging. Is that a good answer? Yes. All the way in the back.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. I really like the point you were mentioning about the end result, about how the end result is that we all want to be embraced by Krishna. We want really to feel that embrace. So in that regard, my question was that sometimes because we have material outlook towards even relationships with devotees, and whatever, it may be in the ashram or it may be in the grihastha ashram. And also we have a material outlook for all the material things we are using for service to Krishna. We have our smartphone, laptop, and whatever we have. So because of this material outlook, sometimes our whatever we are using them or how we are relating with devotees, that is not purely spiritual. So that brings more of material attachment than spiritually attached. So how we can get out of this material outlook while relating with devotees, so that we are spiritually surcharged in the relationship with devotees. This is my first point. The second one is we see that
Wait a minute, let me do one at a time because
okay,
I'm old and I'll forget. Or I'll mix them together and give a foul answer. So your question is if there are material attachments to maybe my laptop? No?
no. My question is that it is nice. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had spiritual outlook towards his family. Je dine grihete golok kirtana dekhi, so like that. But we do not have that outlook like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So if you do not develop that outlook and think that, and we do not change that outlook, how to change that outlook, how to develop that spiritual outlook towards relationship with devotees?
Yeah. Well, you do have it. You just need to awaken it. I mean, after all, I say again, you're part and parcel of Krishna. So the only fault, the only thing that needs to be worked on is your consciousness of who and what you are. You start to think that I'm this, I'm that. No, we have to work on it. It takes practice. I mean, for many billions and trillions of lifetimes, we've been in illusion. So now we're coming out of it. It's not going to be easy for everybody. If we fully surrender it, it could take 1 minute, but we won't. So we have to practice. It's like people want to be fit, physically fit. So they go to the gym and they lift weights, And so they practice. They work hard to get fit. Little by little, they get more and more strong. So we have to do that. We have to focus our consciousness on what we're trying to accomplish. I want to become like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Maybe I won't be his equal, but let me see how close I can get. And so we have to remind ourselves, this is my goal. We have to catch ourselves when we mess up, when we make a mistake. You see, we have to be our own shepherd. We have to not only look out for the welfare of those around us, but we have to look out for ours too. We have to encourage ourselves. You can chastise yourself when you fail at achieving your goal, but you should encourage yourself when you succeed. You can say, that was good. That was very good. And now let me try to be better and better. So it's a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. Some of us will make very rapid advancement. Some of us will be slower. Let's just keep it steady. Keep the advancement steady. You see, we may not be there right away, but let's stay focused. Just because it takes us a while doesn't mean that we can't do it. Look at how long Srila Prabhupada struggled to come to America, just to get here. It's a big struggle. He didn't let anything discourage him. You see? So that was question number 1.
Okay.
Was that okay?
So, yeah. So we need to practice a lot about how to achieve that. The second one is we see a very interesting finding that though all our devotees say that the family is devotee, we should respect and all, who can have more better spiritual outlook towards family than Yudhishthir Maharaj? But as soon as Krishna left this material world, Yudhishthir Maharaj didn't even look back to Draupadi, to Arjuna, to Bhima, even for a consultation, and he left. So sometimes it becomes difficult to put a boundary between detachment and using material things in service of Krishna. So how to have that maturity to have that detachment, that at what point of time I should give up like Yudhishthir Maharaj, and at what point of time I should be engaging all the material, whatever relationships or assets I have, or resources I have in service of Krishna.
Well, we should take advice from many advanced devotees, get their opinions. Ultimately, we'll take orders from our guru. So when will that time be? When it's time to leave home, leave it all behind? Well, you shouldn't wait for that to just fall on you. You should know. You should have planned for it. You see, if one is grihasta, well, we have to plan for that. You see, so many people plan for retirement. They have a target. When I get so much money, then I'll retire. We'll buy a house by the beach and play with grandkids. You see, so the devotee may plan to retire with his wife, take vanaprast, travel, preach. Or he may leave home. Grown children take care of his wife, and he takes off and he goes and he travels and he preaches. You see? But this should be a plan. It's not like one day you wake up and think, hey, I think I'll do this. No, this should be a plan. You see? When is the right time to do it? You'll know if you listen to the guru, sadhus, shastra. This is your plan, and you keep this plan in your mind. So, how will you know? It'll be different for you than it was for me. Sometimes it becomes perfectly evident that now is the time. Sometimes you can see now is not the time, but the time is coming. So it's like they say in business, you plan your work and then you work your plan. It's not going to be the same for everyone. Basically, when Guru says, now it's time, then it's time. Is that a good answer?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. The point which struck me the most that Krishna has the right to test our love, and Krishna has the right to test our love. He has that adhikar. So just saying that I love you is not enough, but we should also be willing to pass Krishna's tests. My question is that many times we really fail to identify Krishna's tests in our life, and we end up blaming the instrument of our karma, or we get carried away by the illusory energy. And and when that happens repeatedly, then we also become discouraged. Oh, I'm not able to pass any of Krishna's tests. So my question is that how do we first of all understand the plan of the Lord for our purification, and also how do we gain strength to meticulously pass Krishna's tests in our life?
Very good question. If you're sincerely trying to serve Krishna and Guru, then any test is going to be Krishna. Now, someone else, some devotee, may do something that causes you some difficulty for whatever reason. Maybe they were envious. Who knows? So, we have to see right away, this is a test. How will I handle this? This is a test from Krishna. Whenever Krishna tests us, he's wanting to give you a very wonderful gift. So he gives you a test that you can pass so that he can give you this very nice gift. So the gift probably won't be a new BMW. It'll be a new understanding about you and how you dealt with this situation. Someone was envious. They tried to cause you some difficulty. You didn't react. You didn't react. You felt, this is Krishna, and you're trying to teach me something, Krishna. And so you immediately take shelter of Krishna. And you may feel, I don't understand. I don't understand why this devotee is doing this to me. Could it be bad qualities? Probably. Do I deserve it? I'm sure. I don't understand. But one thing I know is tomorrow, I'm still going to do my service. I'm going to do my service as good as I possibly can. I'm going to take, my faith in Krishna and Guru is going to get stronger. And I have full faith that Krishna will protect me. And if I'm wrong, I have full faith that Krishna will chastise me. And Krishna's chastisement is sweet as anything, because it's correcting. It's correcting, you see. Without correction, we could go on in a wrong way. Sometimes we need correction. It's like when you're driving the car. Sometimes the car starts to drift towards the ditch. You have to correct it. Turn the wheel back. You see? Why, all of your life is like that. Correction. And it starts to drift this way or that, and you correct it and move ahead. You see? So, just depend on Krishna. Pray to Krishna. My dear Lord Krishna, this is your test. I depend on you for everything. Please give me the intelligence and the determination to pass this test and to remain in your service. And from that, there will be a very wonderful gift. Some higher understanding of your loving relationship with Krishna. A higher understanding of your ability to serve Krishna, of your determination. One thing we should never think is, oh, I don't like this, I'm going to go away. That's big failure. That's jumping into the ocean of material misery. You'll simply suffer. You see. Hold on tighter. When there's a test, you dig in tighter. Work harder. Pray to Krishna harder. Please help me, Krishna. Sometimes we have to say to Krishna, please show me what you want me to do. If you're surrendered, I surrender, Krishna. Please show me what you want me to do. And then you'll come out of it much, much better. The test will actually, once you go through the test, it turns out to be a real pleasure that you were tested and you passed the test. It's good for you. It's good for the way you feel about yourself as a devotee, and it strengthens your faith in Krishna. Does that make any sense? We have to become stubborn. I want Krishna. And no nonsense is going to deter me from getting him. Oh, but those people don't treat you properly. Then I don't deserve to be treated properly. Somehow or other, I'm going to get Krishna. Please, Krishna, help me. Krishna never, we have to understand, Krishna never lets you down. Never. Even if we think, oh, Krishna is letting me down. No, you're wrong. It may look like it because your faith isn't strong enough. You just have to say, no, Krishna has my back. He's watching out for me. Is that a good answer? Do we have time for another one? See? He's got one back here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, in class day before yesterday, you are mentioning that we have to lose faith in Maya and we have to increase our faith in Krishna. So we see as we practice, we are gradually increasing, or we should increase our faith in Krishna. But what happens? The faith in Maya is still remaining. There is faith that there is some happiness. There is not complete conviction that there is no happiness in the material world. So the typical example I remember is Bharat Maharaja, Jad Bharat. He has lost all his faith in material energy. So my question is that how do we get such strong conviction that there is no happiness in this material world and we lose all our faith in material energy? And sometimes it happens that when we fail to a degree which we have not expected, then for some time we may get a little faith that, oh, it is all useless, but again, we get diluted and again it overpowers us. So what is the stage when we actually get this complete conviction that there is no happiness in this material world and we can completely fix our faith in Krishna?
Good question. That's different for different people. Some people, like some child, may get close to the stove, and the stove is very hot. And the mother may say, don't touch that stove, it'll burn you. And the child says, oh, okay, mother, thank you. I won't touch it. And in another child, the mother says, no, don't touch the stove. It's hot, it'll burn you. And they say, well, So then they learn, one learns from intelligence, and one learns from the burn, the kick. And then another child, the mother says, oh, no, don't touch the stove, it's hot. And the child touches, oh. Ah! How many times will you have to touch the stove? Some people touch the stove 5 times, some 1 time, some 20, some none. Some say, oh, I see. So how many times do we need the kick? How many times? That's different for all of us. So that's a question we have to ask ourselves. when we start to feel some faith in the material energy, you can say, my dear self. You know how sometimes people have note to self? You know, my dear self, how many times do you want that kick? Are you starting to like the kick? Is it the kick that gives you bliss? Or do we want to get away from the kick? You see? So that's between us. It's between you and you. You and yourself. Will you learn from intelligence? 1 kick? 10 kicks? Kick is going to be there. At least have faith in that. Kick is there. How many do you want? You can have as many as you want. There are unlimited kicks from Maya. She doesn't ever have to stop. As long as you surrender and give her faith, kick. See? So you have to say that to yourself. My dear self, how many kicks do you want today? Sooner or later you'll say, I don't think I want any. I'm sore. Oh, my hand is burning. So, does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, we see that Bharat Maharaj got only one such, kick.
Yeah.
And he became very cautious, completely focused. And we see that, people may get multiple kicks, but still they don't develop that intelligence that I have to surrender to Krishna. So what is the, when does a person gets that intelligence, sober intelligence that, this is enough?
It depends on the individual. It depends on each one of us is very, very similar and yet very unique. When we're tired of it, we'll stop embracing the material energy. When we get tired of the kick, it's like my grandfather used to say, don't walk behind the mule, he'll kick you. And so my cousin walked behind the mule to see if the mule would kick, and the mule kicked him. Oh. It only took one kick. And he didn't want to go back. He'd never walk behind the mule again. You see. So I was fortunate in seeing. Whoa. So you can learn from the mistakes of others. You can see others, they get the kick, and you think, oh, I don't want that kick. And other people, they may just learn from intelligence. They hear and think, oh, I don't want the kick. And then others say, give me a kick. I'll take a kick. Until the kick comes, and then we're, oh, now I need some pity. I got the kick. So the guarantee is the kick is always there. If you associate with Maya, you get her kick. That's what her job is. And she's very good at her job. You can always count on Maya. She will never let you down. That's one of those things you can always count on. By the same token, Krishna will never let you down. If you turn to Krishna, he'll never let you down. If you turn to Maya, she'll never let you down. Kick. Maybe not right away. It'll look like things are going great for a while. Then comes the kick. Splash. you're in the ocean of material suffering. So how many times do we want to do that? I know people who have been trying to become devotee for 15 years. I know some that have been longer than that. And they start making progress, and then they embrace Maya. And they look like they're enjoying Maya, then comes the kick. And then here they're back. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Oh, Maya. Oh. Hare Krishna, Maya, call me. And then they start going into Maya. Next thing, here's the kick. And then they're back. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Over and over and over. Year after year. Decade after decade. But at least they do come back. Someday, they'll say, I don't want this anymore. Maybe the intelligence will come. With each kick should be some intelligence. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. You see? And who knows? We may have to take another birth for more kicks. That can be arranged. Nobody wants that. Krishna doesn't want it. You don't want it, but you can have it if that's what you want. Is that a good explanation?
I have some more question, like related to this. Okay.
Yeah. Personally, we can talk. All right. Should we wrap it up? Huh?
We can wrap up and those are questions that you can personally
Yeah. Yeah, you can come and we'll talk and I'll answer your question. But let's let everyone go have some breakfast. So, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Jivananda Prabhu ki